So, dear students, this is Jayashree Madam, and we will study literary renaissance in this session, right? So, in the previous slides, you have studied about the beginning of, Indian writing in English, the beginning of English education, which felicitated Indian English writing. So now we will study literary renaissance. What do you mean by renaissance? A fresh lease of life. A fresh emergence of literary expression. So Renaissance is a term associated with the, 1453 Constantinople, fall of Constantinople, then artistic revolution, after a medieval age in India. In Europe. So here it refers to a fresh surge of literary activity in India, mainly felicitated by Raja Ram Mohan Roy and others. So Indian writing in English is a manifestation of the new creative urge in India. So here we are studying about literary renaissance. So Bengal is the pioneer state of literary renaissance. Correct? So Indian writing in English was the manifestation of the new creative urge in India, what is often referred to as literary renaissance in India. So the rich combination of the native soil and the new fertilizers from the west resulted in a fresh crop produced. Bengal was the pioneer state in literary renaissance. So this is by Srinivasa Iyengar. Indo-English Anglian literature and the other modern literatures emerged almost at the same time. Now, see, no activities alone. It is not that only Indian writing in English flourished. So, vernacular literature, regional English also flourished along the same side. So, if you study Kannada history, you will study about the first novel Indira Bayala, Athareno. Andre, so these writers, no, they were English educated. So this English education made them to think in a fresh, new manner also. So they started responding to the contemporary needs. They looked at society, saw the, evil systems. Kuvempu's novels, I know Kuvempu of course didn't belong to this time, but he does write about the historical events in some of his novels. A British education had ample influence on the local, native writers also. Indo-Anglian literature and the other modern literatures emerged almost at the same time. The study of English literature stimulated literary creation in Bengali, Marathi, Telugu, Tamil, and many other languages, Gujarati. Some of the greatest writers of the last 100 years have been men and women educated in English. Even though they did not write in English, English literature has awakened their sensibilities. The Renaissance in modern English literature begins with the Raja Ram Mohan Roy. So this one is quite an important figure in India. He was destined to be a bridge between India and England. Actually, your question will be comment about the role of Raja Ram Mohan Roy in Indian English Renaissance. Raja Ram Mohan Roy and literary renaissance. Later, of course, there were many people, but he is quite important. See, here this is about Ram Mohan Roy. He was destined to be a bridge between India and England. He was a scholar and had mastered many languages such as Sanskrit, Persian, Arabic, Hindustani and Bengali. So quite a knowledgeable person. So that is why his opinions had voice. He was heard by the British people also. His association with the British officials, Woodford and Digby, helped him to gain mastery of the English language. These people, they were very sincere about learning English language. In 1814, he started the Atmiya Sabha. You will study more about Atmiya Sabha in the topic next chapter, Religious Renaissance. Atmiya Sabha, and so launched himself as the consciousness worker he awakened the consciousness of Calcutta society. The plight of the widows, then Sati especially, the darkness of superstition, the general backwardness of the country stirred him to action. So overall backwardness and ignorance of the people, no, it moved him. So he thought education is the only means to change it. He started the weekly magazine Sambandh Kaumadi. See, one is education, then another propagation of your ideas through media. So this is how media plays a major role. So he started a paper, a weekly magazine called Sambandh Kaumudi, which further strengthened his fight against social evils. See, literature, whether it is newspaper literature or not, has this power to change people. So he was a pioneer of Brahmo Samaj. Again, you will study it deeply. Brahmo, Bengali, Brahma Samaj, which propagated worship of one supreme soul. Next, he was profoundly moved by the Sati system and, with the help of William Bentinck, was able to abolish it. So, regarding Raja Ram Mohan Roy, worship of one supreme soul, abolition of Sati system. Yeah. Now, regarding Ram Mohan Roy, he was quite an interesting person. He had a wide array of interests. He fought for rights of women, freedom of education, and of course, English education. So he thought that an integration of the East and the West is possible. So Ram Mohan Roy had a wide variety of interest. Then the plight of the Indian peasant class also. He wanted the Indians to become a new and modern country. Again, look at the word modernity. What is modern? Something which is new. You studied, while studying in the 5th semester. Modern is something new which makes a fresh beginning. It is used in a very positive sense in the context of Indian writing. Now, English education, revenue, judicial system, he was interested in all this. He wanted the Indians to live in a modern manner. At the same time, he was aware of the Indian culture also, not by cutting off our traditional roots, but by achieving a new integration of our traditional strength. So, what are our traditional strengths? Culture, spirituality, with the new scientific disciplines of the West. So he said, knowledge is fine, Oriental knowledge. It should be pruned by, ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನ್, ವೈಚಾರಿಕತೆ ಅಂತ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಇರಲಿ. ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಪರಂಪರೆ ಮತ್ತು ಹೊಸತನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಬೇರುಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ, ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಂಡು. ಹಾಗಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆ ಪರಂಪರೆಯ ಸತ್ವವನ್ನು ಹೀರಿಕೊಂಡೇ ಹೊಸ ನಾಲೆಜನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪಡೆದುಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಇದೊಂಥರ ಕಸಿ ಕಟ್ಟಿದ ಥರ. ಹೊಸ ಹಳೆ ಗಿಡದ ಕೆಲವು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟೀಸು ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಹೊಸ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನು ಪುನಃ ಹೊಸ ಗಿಡದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆ ಥರ. He wrote the first autobiography. So, see, why Raja Ram Mohan Roy is important in literary renaissance. See, now you study Indian English writing, right? So, at that time, he was the first person to write in English language. So, he wrote autobiography, first autobiography, which appeared in a magazine, a literary gazette. Then he thus started the tradition of Indian leaders writing autobiographies. So later many people wrote, Mahatma Gandhi, then My Experiments with the Truth, Nehru was there, Surendranath Banerjee, Rajendra Prasad, quite many people. So, but their lineage you can trace to Ram Mohan Roy. Now he mastered the English language and was instrumental in introducing English education in India. Not only he got a mastery of English language, so he wanted people at large to study English language. So this is where Ram Mohan Roy becomes important. ಅವರು ಕಲಿತದ್ದಲ್ಲದೆ ಇಡೀ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲೇ ಅವರು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಎಜುಕೇಷನಿಗೆ ಕಾರಣೀಭೂತರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ these are the people who were pioneers of literary renaissance. So as you know, he wrote a request letter to Lord Amherst. Then there was Macaulay's Minutes. You can study about Macaulay's Minutes now itself. PG classes you will study them in detail. Then see, these are the pioneers of literary renaissance. Henry Derozio, Kashi Prasad Ghosh, Rajgopal, these people, this belong to the literary renaissance. Michael Madhusudan Dutt, Toru Dutt belong to the next burst of literary. Later on you have many people, Sarojini Naidu, etc. The introduction of Western culture, the study of English literature, the adoption of Western scientific techniques gave a jolt as well as new awareness to Indian society. It led to the emergence of Indian English literature. See, by literary renaissance, you refer to a whole, lot of people writing about Indian topics in English. That is why it is called Indian English. Indians writing about India in English language. So it began with Raja Raman Roy and it continued with these people, Henry Derozio, Michael Madhusudan Dutt, etc. Now, literary renaissance and religious renaissance, they went side by side. Right? So this is about the history of Indian English literature. So we are actually continuing the work of these people, whether in education or literary sensibilities. Now Indian English writing as a genre has come to stay. It is taught in English departments also. No? Even in abroad you will have a branch of Indian English writing. Thank you, students.